Now time to hear from the leader of the education and training system in Jamaica. It's my pleasure to welcome to the lectern the Honorable Andrew Holness, Minister of Education, Jamaica.
Now I lost my train of thought listening to Nomads. I was just wandering all over the place. And I've listened to them perform before, and they're excellent. You know I've been on a campaign since I have the delegates of World Skills International here for the acceptance of performance art skills as a part of the World Skills competition. I hope that they have been very good ambassadors for the cause. No claps. Distinguished guests, and I will dispense with the formalities of identifying, because all of you are very distinguished persons in your own right. TVET, implications for sustainable development. I contemplated the topic this morning, and I have a few things on my mind which I would like to say at this forum. The classical understanding of sustainable development is that it is a pattern of development that meets current needs It's a pattern of development that meets current needs while not destroying the resources such that future generations are not able to meet their own needs. So it's development that preserves our natural resources and our human resources and enhances them such that future generations can meet their needs and in turn meet the needs of generations to come. That's sustainable development. The primary objective of technical vocational education is to ensure that trainees acquire the relevant knowledge, practical skills, but sometimes we forget this part of TechVoc, and for Jamaica this is very important. Attitudes. Attitudes. That will help them to articulate seamlessly into industry. Indeed, TechVoc is the closest link in the education chain to industry. It's the bridge between education and industry. So the worker who has gone through a course in technical vocational training has sufficient knowledge, has the practical skills, but has the right attitude towards work. I want to focus a little bit on development. For a country like Jamaica, we have been grappling with this concept of development for a very long time. And indeed, when we take out the growth part of the development consideration, we have not grown significantly in the last 40 years. Indeed, we are challenged as it relates to our productivity index. And our strategies for growth and development have largely centered on leveraging our natural resources to foreign investment. recently, I had reason to look at Jamaica's bauxite industry, which is, next to tourism, our largest national export. And we have had a bauxite industry now for almost 60 years. I'm told that we have another 30 years of reserve left. Bauxite is a major foreign exchange earner for Jamaica. And when that industry expires, one wonders what will replace it. So the development problematic for Jamaica cannot necessarily lie wholly and solely on leveraging natural resources against foreign investment. The truth is that for many countries in a position like Jamaica, the leveraging of natural resources to foreign investment has not necessarily brought greater human development to the country. So for policymakers in developing countries like Jamaica, we have to be thinking now very carefully, what is the next strategy that we must employ? What is the next solution that we must find to the development problem? Sadly, the solution has always been with us. Our greatest natural resource is our people. It's far more valuable than oil, bauxite. It is the brain power, the manpower, the creative power. And we now need to develop our development strategy around developing people. But while it has taken some time for governments to come to that understanding, the Jamaican people have always seen that as the solution. If you were to study the history of Jamaica, Jamaicans have always looked to other markets. Our colonial history and our history starting at the point of independence has made us into a global people. There are very few countries in the world that does not have a Jamaican population. And that is because our workforce has always sought access to other markets, and they have always gone as skilled and some unskilled workers. Jamaicans have built the Panama Canal. We have built the subways and the bridges in New York City. We rebuilt, or helped to rebuild, Europe after World War II. Much of our labor went into Europe. So if you were to look at our diaspora, the Jamaican diaspora is by now probably larger than the Jamaican population. So there are more persons of Jamaican heritage living abroad than living here. And the reason for that is that we have moved by virtue of economic opportunity. And the economic opportunities have arisen for us by virtue of our skilled labor. The strategy for Jamaica clearly now has to be, how do we promote deliberately through instrumental policy the widespread institutional development of skills in all our people, such that they can continue to find work globally, but that also that they can all participate in their economy locally. The key to that lies in the education system. 50 years ago, it was easy for the Jamaican labor force to migrate because the need for certified skills were not so great. You could present yourself as a carpenter. You would not need to present certification that you are a master carpenter. But in today's world, the structure has changed. In today's world, certification is required for entry into markets. So while we have the natural talent in our human resources, we have not developed a system that ensures that all our natural talent is certified, trained and certified to acceptable international standards. The strategy that the government is now employing is that our labor is our most important natural resource. And whilst the individual may own their labor, it is the country that owns the natural resource. So the country must make an investment in enhancing the natural resource embedded in our people. So we are moving towards a policy of compulsory education from your 3rd birthday to your 18th birthday.